Bring it back. 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 Bring it back.
This is very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but
That is my... Though, thank you very much. Of course, my mistake. My mic was muted. I'm not going to do this over again, folks, because you guys, and especially the regulars, know the routine. Sorry for losing the audio a moment, and thank you, though, for reminding me. For those of you unfamiliar with me, I am Mixmaster G, a guy from the Netherlands. Had my first DJ residency at the age of 15. No longer an active DJ. I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. And I am the creator of the DJ conversion utility, which allows you to convert between various DJ software, maintaining your cues, loops and other stuff. So you don't have to redo that over again if you switch DJ software. Each Tuesday, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time, and that is right now, or actually that was a minute ago. I host this Ask Me Anything live stream, where you can ask any and all questions about DJ technology and macOS technology, and I try not only to demonstrate or answer those questions, but I also try to demonstrate where possible. Let's say hi to the people in the chat, and that is for now 𝗀𝗽𝗀. Thank you very much. And yes, indeed, the audio came back the moment you said it to me, because hey, we are that kind of team, right? I don't have a lot to talk about, folks. Actually, not very much at all, which means that if you are watching this in the live stream and you got a question for me right now, put it in the chat, or don't type it all out. Just say, I have a question, so I know that I have to wait for that question before closing out the stream. Otherwise, you type your fingers off and I close the stream and you typed it all for nothing. And of course, I will get back to that then next week. But hey, that is lost then forever in the big field of the internet. Furthermore, I see something weird happening because I don't see all my chat in the stream. That's weird. Let's see what's happening there, because I see that there is something there, but there is not something there. So I don't know what is happening there. So maybe the chat is not working. I'm not entirely sure, folks. Let me switch it on and off. No, that is working just fine. And that seems to be working. So I am not entirely sure if the chat is fully working. By the way, if you're watching this on Instagram, I for sure cannot see your chat there. So if you've got a question and you are watching this on Instagram, please move to either YouTube or Facebook, where the questions will appear on my screen, at least if the system is working as it is supposed to work. Last week I mentioned in the stream that I bought myself some new toys. I bought myself a touch screen and a Mac Mini M4, and somebody last week asked me, yo, 𝐻𝐵𝗲𝐺, can we see that? So the day after it, on Wednesday, I posted a video of that setup. I made a small video of it and I showed how that worked. And let me get that on the screen. Hold on, let me mute that because we don't need that stuff. And then let me quickly, hold on, waiting for YouTube, there it is. No thanks. And now let me switch the screen. This video had over 3,000 views in 3 days. It is now, of course, tinkering off. That is usually with YouTube. The longer a video is on a screen, the less viewers you get. But hey, this is it. And it has 120 up views or likes, which tells me that this is kind of popular. And I know 3,000 in the realms of YouTube is not that much, but for just a very small DJ Nerdy's channel, it is quite a lot. By the way, that Nerdy's DJ channel also went over 6,000 subscribers, mainly people that came from that video. So thank you all for joining the channel. I really I really appreciate it. I see that there are some more people coming in. SMB office, SMB. Yes, indeed, another bad day at the office, but hey, we are DJs here, so we are all used to having some kind of troubles, and it really doesn't matter. We can fix it. So I just appreciate that I have people in the chat that immediately tell me, yo, 𝐻𝐵𝗲𝐺 can't hear you, all your problems, and then I can fix it. Eddie Brown, good evening, good to have you with us, my friend. User has a question. Please type it in the chat, my friend, and I will get it as soon as possible. Then SMB, what's good? Well, everything is actually good. I am finally totally recovered from that NEM flu, so I'm very happy with that. And for the rest, things are really great in my part of the world. DJ Alter, hi 𝐻𝐵𝗲𝐺. Hi DJ Alter. Eddie Boom, I like the touchscreen setup. Do you think it would work well with Rekordbox? Yes, Eddie, that touchscreen will work with anything. Simply because what it does, it mimics a mouse. But you must understand that before I had this screen, or I ended up with this screen, I had some really cheap touchscreens. Let me get, I've got one in the oh, hold on, why is that? Things are indeed fighting me today. Let me get it. Let me show you what I mean, because then you immediately understand it. If you go to Amazon or any other outlet, then you can find these screens. Let me switch scan. These screens. These screens are USB-C screens. They have an HDMI connection, but they also have USB-C. So you can connect USB-C. And one of the benefits, and why I wanted to try this out, is that you only have one lead, because that lead is the power, that lead is the mouse signal, and that lead is HDMI, the video signal. So one lead to the Mac Mini would cover everything, where I now have 3 leads, namely power, HDMI, and the USB for the mouse. So That would make it a cleaner setup. This is also a smaller screen. It's like 11.5 inch, so kind of the iPad size. But the touch on this thing is totally unreliable and unworkable. The things you saw me do with that touch screen, you cannot do with this screen. So for that reason, I really recommend that touch screen, and that is the only touch screen that finally made the cut for that reason. So please, if you want to check it out and if you find some good working touch screen that indeed has a good following on the screen, then let me know, because I'm totally open for that. But I ended up using this Yamaha touchscreen, and I must admit it is beautiful. Another thing, if you talk about these kind of setups, first of all, this setup was not meant as a main setup. If we look around in my studio, so let's have a look around in my studio and let's take the disco ball off. Hold on, the disco ball off. Then you can see that I've got right here in front of me a DJM 900 Nexus 2 with two CDJ 3000s in a coven. I've got right here two @SE 6000 amps with a DB4 of Allen & Heath as a mixer. Everything is always on the deck savers. And those are professional rigs, but those are not the kind of rigs that I want to carry around. For instance, there's a lake here, like a 5-minute walk. There's a very big lake. I'm not going to carry that to the lake, but what you saw in that video, I'm going to carry that absolutely over to the lake. It's under 10 kilogram, so very easy to carry, and you can take it anywhere. Another comment that I saw a lot was, listen Mixmaster G, that is a lot of wires and a lot of setup. I totally understand where those people come from, because hey, I am myself really against wires as well. So if you look, for instance, this is the 6000 amp setup, then you can see, and let me put the small cam off so you can see it clearly, like this. Then you can see that there are two XLRs for the speakers, or two RCAs and one power outlet, and that is everything that connects to it. So if I close this coven, I can pick it up and set it anywhere I want. But this coven is massive wood with massive equipment in it. This weighs like 30 kilograms. That is a far cry if you have to carry that all the way. And finally, and that is also, and by the way, the setup I showed is more powerful than whatever standalone gear you have. And once you are used to having excellent stem quality, once you are used to the DJ dynamic or fluent grids, once you are used to having all the tracks you have on your fingertips, then it's very hard to go back to standalones, even if those standalones are like CDJ 3000s. It's just, you are missing something because you are spoiled. And then finally, when we talk about all the wires, and that's the last thing, and again, I'm not trying to defend myself because those points were valid. The points, listen Mixmaster G, that is a lot of wires, that is not as clean as you want it to be. But if you have to keep in mind that I did make this video to show the details of that setup. I didn't make that video to show you the most beautiful setup around, because I just took this picture, where it is, because before I went live. This is from my living room, and there you can see from the front it looks excellent, and from the back, alright, there are some wires here, but because I wanted to show you the components of the complete setup, yeah, it looked a little bit messy. It was not a video made to show you how beautiful it was. And again, I know that it is a little bit of setup, and maybe a little bit more setup than what you would like it to be. But I come from originally an iPad with algorithm DJ as my mobile ad hoc system. And that is very, very easy to set up. And everything after that, even if you use algorithm DJ on an iOS device with an external controller, becomes a little bit messy. You've got cables going in from the controller to the iPad or the iOS device. Usually you want to have a power cable. You need a hub because you want to have a power cable, because you want to charge the iOS device while you are using it with the controller. So that always becomes a little bit more messy. Again, not in my defense, just stating facts here. So that setup is not meant to be the most gorgeous setup in the world. It is meant to be the most powerful mobile portable system in the world, and I can absolutely say to that right now that it is. But again, I was very surprised by the amounts of views that video got, because that was never my intention. My intention was simply to just show you why I was so enthusiastic about this system, and having used it whole past week, I'm even more enthusiastic about it. It works so well, it works so beautiful, and because I'm still, when I'm in DJ on a macOS device, used to grab the screen, I don't have the problem anymore because this is a touchscreen. Let's see, because there's a lot happening in the chat. Suit you, sir. I'm getting a new MacBook. I want to start everything from fresh. Do you have a video that tells me the best way to store my music? I will be using a lot of different DJ software on the same MacBook. No, the best thing you can do if you want to see how I do it is watch my workflow video. And if you go inside my YouTube channel and you search for the term workflow, then you get it. And in there I show you how I do it. Most important thing that I can tell you is make sure that your audio files are on a different volume than your DJ software and your system is. And what does that mean? That means that you either put it on an external drive or you make an extra volume on your internal disk. And you can do that very easily nowadays if you go, let me switch the screen, to your applications folder and then to the utilities folder. There you've got the disk utility that comes with every Mac and is exactly there. And once you are there, make sure that you are in this view, and that is the show all devices view. Click the drive that you want to do, and then if that drive, if that drive is an APFS container, then you can click the plus symbol right there and you can create a volume. What is the difference between a volume and in the past we made partitions? A volume shrinks or expands depending on how much storage it needs. A partition is fixed. You make a partition of, let's say, 1 terabyte, and that is 1 terabyte, period. A volume shrinks and expands, and it's still a different volume. So the benefit that you have if you do it that way is that the file path to your audio files will always be the same for all DJ software, regardless of where you are. And this is very easy to back up because you simply use Carbon Copy Cloner to clone that external volume to an extra drive. And that even if you are experiencing problems, you can use that extra drive and you will be up in no time. So that is what I really recommend. I hope that made sense to you, Suit You Sir. SMB, ODs always represent great stuff that you do. Appreciate. Thank you, SMB. I appreciate you too, buddy. Question: any news on DJ Pro in terms of updates? As I have so many things that are really not working. Long list. Yeah, I got that long list too, SMB. And I don't know. There are still, and that is one of the reasons why I want that rig not to be a professional rig, because I still encounter things that I think, hey, that should work more reliably. For instance, I was just a moment ago, hold on, let me switch the screen. There we are. I was using a moment ago the stems, and what you can do in DJ, which is really cool, is you can use volume sliders under the stem. So you can, for instance, take the harmonics out for like 50% instead of turning it on or off. And I really like that feature, but at a certain point in time, my system got messed up and none of it was working the way it's supposed to work. It are little things like that. They are not entirely gig crashing, but still not good. So I hope that they are permanently working on updates, but I can also imagine that they are now working very hard on the Windows version to get it on par with the macOS and iOS version. And of course they've got that meta thing going on, which I'm not a fan of, to DJ in the metaverse. Not because it is a small company, and if they are going to dedicate their resources to that, then they cannot dedicate it to fixing the issues that the regular users are having. So I really hope that they are listening, but we have to see what's going to happen. There are updates released regularly, and usually they address certain features or certain problems. Are you going to put it in a case? No, Soot, I'm not going to put it in a case. I keep it in a soft case because I want it very easy to carry. So that is the reason why it's in a soft case, and that is also the reason why the weight is so low. SMB, I think that there is a lot of YouTube videos regarding DJ, a lack of YouTube videos regarding DJ Pro 5 for Mac. Yeah, well, you have to keep in mind that first of all, it is still a macOS product, and second of all, it is every DJ's second favorite DJ software. It is by no doubt the most advanced DJ software out there at the moment. There is really no other DJ software that comes close. If you look at it from a technology perspective, then Virtual DJ might be a second, but I don't like Virtual DJ. I don't feel at home Virtual DJ, but technically it is close to Algorithm DJ. And then there is a lot of nothing. And the moment that DJs decided that they want to have a certain piece of DJ software with a certain controller, it's very hard to get them from that choice to something else. And DJ Pro, while it's remarkable and it is the most powerful software, to some still has this very toyish feeling to it, and to others they don't understand it. So I see why it is still not as overexposed as it might deserve. Darukas, what's good, my friend? Everything, Darukas. I'm finally recovered from the flu, so that is all very positive. Is there an advantage to using an external drive to creating a volume? No, there is no advantage to that. As far as macOS is concerned, those things are exactly the same. But from a setup point of view, there might be a difference. For instance, if you've got like my Mac Mini, my new Mac Mini M4, that only has a 256 gigabyte hard drive. I'm not going to partition that. I'm just putting a 2 terabyte external to it, which is like this size. This is a 2 terabyte external, and be done with it. But if you've got a very big hard drive already in your computer, then it makes total sense to create a volume, because you don't have to carry an extra drive with the leads and all that kind of stuff. And something external is always introducing an extra risk. So if you can avoid that by using a volume, then that always has my preference, but that is given that you have enough storage space inside your computer. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to edit beat grids manually. SMB, that is close to impossible in DJ. First of all, you've got two modes in DJ. You've got the dynamic and the static mode, roughly. And that dynamic mode is actually a fluid mode that uses AI to look real time ahead inside the track. And for that reason, editing grids other than setting the first downbeat where you want it to be, because that still works, and maybe doubling or singling out the BPM also still works. But for instance, I was playing a little bit with the track that we all know, the 𝐀𝐬𝐤 𝐿, and while the grid for the sync was maintained excellent in DJ. The BPM didn't make any sense. The BPM readings I got, it was listed as a 53 BPM track, so I doubled it to 107. But the moment I was using the track, it showed as a 153 track, which synced perfectly. So that still is kind of a hit and miss, if you like. Glad that I help you out with that, suit you, sir. Always here to help. 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗀, Justin Spiegel has done a lot of DJ Pro videos on YouTube. 5 in the last 2 weeks. There you go. So there is something, there is some more information there. And of course, in my YouTube channel, you have a dedicated DJ Pro 5 playlist, but that is all pretty nerdy stuff, I have to admit. Because that is how to handle external drives with DJ iOS, or how you can convert between DJ iOS and Rekordbox, stuff like that. So that is a little bit, like I am, a little bit more nerdy than maybe the Justin Spiegel content. So worth checking out there. That also brings me kind of to the end of this live stream. Like I said, I didn't have that many topics. Let me double check my list. There is one thing that is interesting that we can still go over it. Today I received an email from a user that wanted to convert to Algorithm DJ Pro. However, the DJ conversion utility was locking that out. And let me first, before I switch my screen, mimic what he did, or what the reason was, so you can all have that's there, that's there, that's there, all right. And that's there. All right, let me switch the screen. There we are, and let me fire up the DJ conversion utility here. There we are, and if you go to Rekordbox, then you can see that this is not selectable. All my apps try to avoid problems, and this is again one of them, trying to avoid a problem. First of all, what you need to have is in the music folder, in the local music folder, a folder named DJ, and within that DJ folder you need to have the DJ media library .dj media library. Usually that extension is hidden, so it looks a little bit like this, the DJ media library. If that file is not there, is not in your DJ folder within the music folder, then the DJ conversion utility will refuse to convert to DJ, simply because it doesn't detect it. The second thing that is being checked is that Algorithm DJ is flat inside the application folder and named DJ Pro. Right now, as you can see, it is inside a folder. Now let me move it out of that folder. And then you will see that the DJ conversion utility is totally happy for us to convert to Algorithm DJ. There we go, Rekordbox, and now you can see that I can check this box. So again, very important that if any of my apps refuse to convert or to do a certain action, then usually it means that either the database is not available or in the wrong place. For instance, if I now take this DJ folder and I rename it DJ1, and then you will see that the DJ conversion utility will refuse to convert to it. The same if you just download the DJ, then that DJ folder is not inside music. There is no database yet. And you can then simply fix it. You can see it's not selectable. Now you can simply fix that by starting DJ Pro. Then it will create a DJ folder, as you can see right here, with the correct stuff in it. You don't even need to fill it up, because the moment I now go to DJ conversion utility, it will work all as it is supposed to be. The same for Rekordbox. If you, for instance, convert from Serato to Rekordbox, then usually the DJ conversion utility creates an XML. First, let me show you this. You can see that this is available again. But if we go from Serato, then you have usually invoke XML to rekordbox 6 after conversion checked. That is only checked if either rekordbox 6 or rekordbox 7 are installed on your system and the rekordbox database can be reached. Usually that rekordbox database is inside the hidden user library and then inside the Pioneer folder, like here. But let me show you what happens if we rename that and then fire up the DJ conversion utility again. There we go. And now you get the warning. And you can no longer invoke x26 simply because the database is not available. So, and that is for all my apps. All my apps check if things are the way they are supposed to be. And if they are not, then they simply refuse to convert to it. By the way, also the same if you want to convert something on a new computer. If you want to convert on a new computer, or you are usually using Windows, but you want to convert, you want to use my tool, so you need to go to macOS, then make sure that the source DJ software, and I don't care what it is, if it's Serato, Tractor, algorithm, I don't care, but that source DJ software on macOS can use the tracks and can see your playlists and can see your crates and can load the tracks. Because if the source DJ software cannot use the tracks, then my software can for sure not convert it. So that is always the first test. Make sure that everything is working before you try to convert. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Doe says, well, today I am going to sell my desktop PC to my kids so he can game, and I am going to live solely of this Mac Mini M2 Pro. Looks like it can handle rekordbox, Ableton and OBS all at the same time. Yeah, make sure though that if you use OBS, because that is a very common problem there, if you are using OBS, that you use the ARM compiled version. There are two versions, the Intel version and the ARM compiled version. And if you are not using the ARM compiled version, which means it is compiled for the M series processors, then you can get all kinds of troubles because the non-ARM version of OBS cannot take advantage of the video, the GPUs, the graphic processor units in the M chip. So for that reason, make sure that your OBS is ARM. Then you're good to go. 𝐥𝐬𝐬 in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Should you sir ask, will Apple Music cause me problems in my fresh setup? I have used it syncing with DJ Pro on MacBook and iPad. That is what I do, and again, you can see that in my workflow video. I recommend using Apple Music, and that is Apple Music, formerly known as iTunes, not Apple Music, the streaming service, because then you get all kinds of problems. But Apple Music, formerly known as iTunes, as my collection manager. Make sure that you don't use iCloud, that you have iCloud disabled for all your audio files, and then you will be fine. 𝐥𝐬𝐬, our eventually made it to the All-Star game at the NEM, and 𝐥𝐬𝐬 is good with rekordbox. Why not? SMB, you do this every Tuesday, right? Yes, every Tuesday SMB, this time, 7 o'clock p.m. Central European time. I host this Ask Me Anything live stream, and if you have questions for me but you cannot join the live stream, you can always ask me questions in the comments below the video, and if it's interesting enough, I will talk about that topic in the next AMA live stream. On average, I like to see in advance what people want to ask, but I'm okay if you just want to ask it live in the live stream. And if you like what I'm doing, and that is for everybody watching, then don't forget to give this video the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and all that other good stuff. But most importantly, tell your DJ friends about this availability of this information totally free online. Should you, sir, is it possible to have a rekordbox, Tractor, Serato, virtual DJ playlist all synced? Example, I change something on one every other playlist changes. Yes, that is the case if you use iTunes as your integral collection manager. If you change something in the playlist of iTunes, it will change in all the other DJ software as long as you use the iTunes connection in that DJ software, and all that DJ software has an iTunes collection. That is the main reason why I still use iTunes as my collection manager. Actually, there are two reasons. First reason is that the playlists are the same everywhere. The second reason is that I can sync to iOS. And the third reason is that iTunes Music is scriptable, and that makes it possible to have apps like the iTunes collection tool available, and you can really enhance your workflow by using that. See you next week, SMB. Thank you for hanging out, my friend. That also brings me to the end of this live stream. Unless somebody has a question for me, then just type in the chat, I have a question, and I'm happy to address that question. Otherwise, I will be back next week and see if there is more news then. It is kind of nothing happening in the world of DJing, and if there is nothing happening, then I'm not going to open the calls. Can I still get iTunes? No, iTunes is replaced by Music, by the app named Music, but it has 100% the same functionality as iTunes used to have. So to some people it is confusing. There are videos in my YouTube channel what the differences are and how differences are addressed. The biggest difference between iTunes and Music is the way you search inside a playlist. Let me quickly show you that, but I think my iTunes is going to take its sweet time to start up, because this is my real live collection, and that means that if you are live streaming and want to open it and all my tracks are on my terabyte, which is a separate volume, then this can be very, very slow. So let's see if it will start up, and give it a little bit of time to start up before. Now, like I said, this is going to take some time, and with some time I mean like 2 to 3 minutes. But I have no other plans, so we can wait for that. And then let me show you the most important differences, or things that still are the same, but that you need to know if you use the Music app, if you are forced to use the Music app instead of iTunes. And by the way, all your playlists and etc. are automatically transferred from iTunes, so that should be no problem. Come on, you can do it, buddy. Let's see. Cool, thank you for all your help this evening. You always give such a well-explained answer. You're welcome, should you, sir. I try to be as clear as possible, but hey, I am still Dutch. English is not my first language, so I have to think about. All right, here we are. The first thing that you need to know is that this, what you see, this view is not a standard view. For that to have, and especially if you are in a playlist, let's see if we got a playlist. This is your base view. This view sucks because you cannot see what you are doing. So what you need to do all the time is change the view to as songs, and then you've got your old view where you can see all the information. So that is one. Then the other one is if you press Command F and you want to search for something, it is going to search in your entire collection. This is not what you want. This sucks. So what you need to do is press Command Option F, and that activates the filter right here, and that works exactly the way as you are used to. So instead of Command F, use Option Command F, and that way you can search. And it is, by the way, right here. It is in the view, I think. Let me see. It should be. There are some sort by. No. Songs, no. But those are the two most important differences. The default view of a playlist sucks is this, so you need to switch that to as songs. And the other one is if you want to search something, use Shift or use Command Option F, and then you go to the filter part, and there is a thing called filter right here. Hide filter view. There it is. Right now it is not hidden, of course, but now it's hidden. And then under the view you can say show filter field, and there you see the shortcut too. And there you can search for it. So that is exactly how you want it to be. Would it be worth using a touchscreen on Rekordbox? Eddie Brome asks. I don't know, Eddie. That depends totally on your workflow. The reason why I am using a touch screen on that Mac Mini rig is because I am used to use algorithm DJ on an iPad. And while I was using my MacBook Pro with DJ on it, I found myself constantly pointing to the screen and trying to drag stuff. Well, I knew that it was a MacBook Pro, but that is just because I was so wired, my brain was so wired to use a touchscreen that I thought, all right, if I want to use the Mac Mini, I don't want to carry a mouse. That is all, you need a mouse pad and stuff like that. So I don't want that. And because I'm still trying to touch the screen, why not use a touch screen? So that is the reason why I do that. But to be honest, if you are strictly in a Rekordbox environment, sure, it is fun to use a touch screen. But is it then in that particular situation something that I would recommend? I'm not sure. It entirely depends on you if that would be useful or not. Smitty9037. Hi, hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, thank you, Smitty. I've been having crashing issues with DJ Pro, DJ for iPad recently. Basically about 1 hour in every event, in every set, I encounter visual glitches, then it crashes. Could it be a hardware problem? It could be a lot of things, Smitty. What I would recommend you first is to make sure, first of all, that the hardware that you're running it on is up to specs to run algorithm DJ. So I use, for instance, an iPad Pro 11th generation with an M chip and a USB connector. That seldom crashes. Another thing that you may want to try is to try with an empty collection, and you can use the iFunbox for that to empty the collection on an iOS device, and then just see if maybe there is a problem with the database. So those are two things that I would recommend you to check before calling it a hardware issue. But it might as well be a hardware issue. It's very hard to if those kind of things happen, then it's very hard to put a finger on it. It can, for instance, be that your GPU gets overheated because you say you get some visual glitches. It can be that the battery is having issues. It can be all kinds of things. So very hard to diagnose, but to rule out hardware, I would start by making sure that the hardware is capable of running DJ, that you have the latest version of DJ, and that finally, if you start with an empty database and you just put some tracks in it, you can play longer. And if that's the case, then it is for sure your database. SMB in DJ Pro on the left, how to delete the files in my sources on Mac OS. You can only do that in DJ if you are in the native DJ collection. So in DJ you've got, and that is the confusing part about DJ, you've got various points of the collection. Right now it is trying to open my iTunes, the iTunes part, and as you have seen, that is a very big collection, so that will take some time. But the native part is right here, and it doesn't look like there are tracks in it. No, there are no tracks in my DJ collection. Oh, I did create a new one, of course. So, but in here, I cannot delete a track. It's impossible. I can only delete a track. Let's make it part of the collection. Let's, hold on. I'm not going to do that, but let's, come on. Oh, hold on. This is not something that I wanted to do. No. I'm now selecting my entire music collection, and again, I can imagine the DJ is having issues there. Let's see if I can, let's force quit this, because this is on me, folks. This is not on DJ. This is totally on me. force quit. Force quit. Let me quit this one too. That is quitting already. And then let me start up DJ once again. And again, this will take some time. DJ Met Official, we are about to close down, my friend, but still good to see you and thank you for your concerns. I am feeling a lot better, actually. I feel 100% recovered from the flu, but it took a while. It was like 3 weeks before I went close to it. All right, let's take this part and let's move that to my local tracks, like this. It always finds me. Why is that? We can do it like this. There it is. Why don't you do that? There you go. All right, so what you see me do right now is taking the stuff from the iTunes part to the DJ part, to the DJ native part. And in there, once in there, you can say remove from library. So here you can remove a file. Now, this is not entirely true, by the way, because this remove from library actually doesn't remove everything from the library. You hope that it will remove the cues, the loops and everything so you can start over again, but that information is still maintained. It just removes the track entry, but the moment you enter that track again in DJ, you will see that the cues and loops all of a sudden are there again. I find it a bug. I've talked to Algorithm about it, but they still need to address it. So that is something that you want to keep in mind. But that is one of the things that is inconsistent with DJ, but you need to keep in mind. DJ Met Official, good evening, Mr. Mixmaster. I hope you feel better. We already got it. Thank you, buddy. 𝐿𝗶𝗃𝗀, I would use a trackball as I haven't used a mouse in over 20 years. Yeah, there was, when the mouse became hip, the trackball was the other thing, and it's just a matter of what you are used to. I cannot work with the pool table ball, but some can. Smitty96, I tried the Funbox. Yeah, just simply Smitty remove or rename or put the DJ music library in a different folder and then see what happens. Yes. All right, my folks, my friends, that means we are at the end of this live stream, which was still a little bit longer than I was expecting, but that's the good thing about getting questions and stuff like that. Then we still got stuff to talk about. I hope to see you all next week, 7 p.m. Central European Time. And in the meantime, have an excellent week. Now my girlfriend told me that I have to wait 20